Waka Flocka has a few choice words for Mos Def after comments made about Drake during a recent interview.
I don't usually do this, but that Mos Def shit, boy, you tripping. You really tripping, my boy. You go from goddamn telling Drake he not hip-hop to putting on a goddamn Roddy Piper dress like a wrestler. So that's what hip-hop is? Bro, I never in my life do lame shit like that. I feel like this shit lame. But bro, I got to say something, bro. That shit lame what the fuck you did. Now you just made that really look like hip-hop, and you look like a hater. FYI.
3 hours later.
I'd like you all to hear what it is that I have to say as it relates to some of the comments that I made about Drake. First of all, I don't hate anyone. My opinion is mine. It's legal in all states, as far as I'm aware. It was not an opportunity to try to slander him or to clown on him. I have reached out to him. I have no response just yet, but you know, I'm not keen to talk about people or to them through a screen. I prefer to talk to people directly. But I will say this, the young man is very talented. He's been able to be very successful with that talent, and I have no issue with his success or anything that he's been able to achieve as a result of his talent. I do feel that some of the criticism that he's received in the past has been mean-spirited and unfair. So I don't want to participate in that. And if I was perceived to be harsh or mocking or taunting, that is not my intention. And Drake, if you're watching or if you come across this, that's not my intention, brother. I've never had no issue with you personally. I don't know you well enough to even have any sort of issue with you in that regard. Nonetheless, it's not sacrilegious to have a critique or an opinion of a public figure, particularly one of that magnitude in current modern culture. It was a question that I was asked, and I answered it as earnestly and as diplomatically as I possibly could. Forgive my Brooklyn. With that being said, at this given time, and let me be clear with this, at this given time that we are all living through, this is not where the focus ought to be. But what one artist or MC thinks of another one. I get it. It's something that people notice, and the different media outlets seized on that one aspect of the interview, the I Have a Red Show, and they completely ignored the context. Completely ignored the context. And what I was speaking about was a larger reality. And my opinion, which I feel is totally valid. There was no slander or intended slander at all. And that's the size of it. I wish that there was this much energy about human rights and real justice and resolving real life or death conflicts where blood is happening. And some of that blood is the blood of innocents and children. So we can notice things, right, that are happening in global culture, but where we put our focus matters. So I would encourage you all to not be distracted by the arcade lights of faux conflicts where the stakes are really not as urgent as they're being promoted to be, and to direct your focus to what really matters in your own personal lives, in your immediate environments, and in our social environment that we're all sharing. And that is my encouragement. And this is coming from an earnest point of view. I mean no harm. I'm not here to taunt or mock anyone. I'm not here to participate in frivolity for frivolity's sake. Fun and games have their place, but to everything there's a season. And we're living in a very serious time. And customarily, when you see me here, more often than not, it's been to share something that I find beautiful or interesting or important. Sharing it with people I love and respect in my immediate environment, and with all of you who are here. Distraction is a luxury, huh? Luxury tax, but we pay. But we pay. We pay the price.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Free Palestine, free Gaza, free Sudan, free Congo, free Wi-Fi, free everything that needs to be free. Drake, if you would like to speak to me directly, you can at any point. I reached out to Chappelle, asked him to reach out to you. I DM'd you. You are a very talented MC. But for me, I require more of myself and others than just talent or charm or charisma, particularly in times of urgent crisis. And what I would like to see in terms of creators or creative people in the world as it relates to our culture is for people to connect with us beyond the jukebox or the dance floor. A fair weather friend can hardly be called a friend at all. The people who party with you, that's cool, but will they show up if you're at the triage or you're in a crisis situation? And all friendships are tested in not times of ease, but in times of hardship. So for whatever you perceive, for whatever your level of understanding is or is not, we can all agree across spectrums that this is a critical time for human beings in the terms of human endeavor. And cultural biases and preferences aside, that's right, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice every day as a standard to aspire to, at the very least. At the very least, to aspire to. And it's not easy, but it ain't difficult either.
Thanks for tuning in to 9 Mag TV.